Hello everyone, it's Cress, aka Lady Taka, and it's time for a haul video. This covers the last 2 weeks, so May 2nd through May 15th. I am on my older computer, which is about 10 years old, because I finally went back to work today in the office, so my main laptop is there. So if there's any lag or anything, I apologize, but I have too much stuff to do, just a quick phone one. So I found this cute little King Kong like hitting his chest bank made in Japan. I believe it's plasterware because there's a little bit of damage near the stopper where someone tried to take out the stopper wrong. But he overall, just sitting, is in great condition. I think I paid $1.50 for him. Not sure how much he'll sell for. I have never seen this before. I did pay up for me for it. It was only $5 though, which is not bad for a pottery set with a lid and this. But these are Cocopella, which in most native cultures in that area, it's mainly Navajo, but there's a few other tribes in that southwest area. These are either A, fertility gods, or B, trickster figures, or C, both. So I was attracted to that because I love trickster figures. But it is signed on the bottom, Huts, Herds, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and guess the number's TW-40 for their thing, but I think it's a tortilla keeper. Like you warm your tortillas and put them in here to keep them warm during the meal. Because it looks like it would hold like a 10-inch tortilla shell very nicely. So, alright. This is my oops of the month. I bought him for me, so it's not so bad of an oops, but I did not notice till I got to the car that he was cracked and glued back together. But I only paid like $2 for him, and he still looks great up on a bar. You can't even see the thing with the light hitting it. So, it's an old 1971 Ezra Brooks pirate bottle. So, he'll still look good on my shelf. I didn't overpay. It's not like they were selling a lot of these, like 3 boxes for $25, and I almost did it. But now I'm glad because I have a feeling all of them were cracked. So, this is timely because it's spring, so I'm working on transforming regular Christmas angel tree toppers into weeping angel tree toppers, and I use this to rebuild shirts, like the blouse area of this dress, so that will be useful. I did get one piece of uranium, which in this light is never going to show even with this, but we'll try. And it kind of picks it up on the light, but I didn't have this pattern. Normally what happens is I will keep them if they're single until I find others to make them sets. So for now, that one will go in my collection of uranium grass. And I did figure out what pattern it is. So it's the Bread and Butter Dish Scroll Green by U.S. Glass Company. So, and then I found my smallest ever fox hunt print. And speaking of just getting back into my office, normally all my fox hunt prints are in my office, and there's still a giant one sitting over here that we're actually going to have to take a ladder to work to put up on my wall. But I'm finally back in the office seeing clients, so it'll be worth it now. But this is the smallest one I've ever found, and I didn't have this print. But it was a whole 75 cents, and I think I'll have to buy a hinge to hang it on. Then one of my best buys for a whole $1.50 is this awesome little basket. And it's made of porcupine needles. And this one is like undamaged. Like the worst case is right here, but it's still as tight as the day the chief put it in. I did find one with a loon on top, although they labeled it a duck. This one's just got a feather. Signed R. Varus 92. This one's signed 94. They named him Chief. So these are usually birch bark on the inside porcupine needles, and then a little sweetgrass rim. So this little rim sweetgrass, and it does still smell like sweetgrass. And for my $1.50 investment, because this is in such good condition, signed by the artist, it could go anywhere from $50 to $100. I know you're like, that's so small, but porcupine needles are hard to work with. They're, they're hollow in the middle, which is why they string them through. But if you had a bigger basket than that, this already has like at least 100 porcupine quills. So, and you don't just, and the only way you harvest porcupine quills is if you find them on the side of the road. You can't really hunt porcupine. So that's one of my great finds. I also found this rockin' flower from the 1980s. I do have it. It came in its box, and it does work. I tested it. If you're on my Facebook, I posted a really quick blurb of me singing the King Julian's Move It song to it because I thought that was appropriate because it was moving. And it did respond to my voice. You just have to make sure the music's really close to the speaker because like we had music on in the background and it didn't pick it up at all. So, but new in box, sunglasses attached still. So these are worth like $50. I didn't even know that. I think I paid like $4. Okay, lay down, don't break your stem. And then I paid $3 for this set. It's just a cute little kid set, but it's actually porcelain. So it's a kid you think is responsible enough not to break the porcelain. So this one has two different images. It's got the bear on this side, and it's got what I think is a kitty cat on this side. Although it could be a dog with really short ears, but they have a dog on the bowl. And they're marked Germany by Arsberg. And then the plate has this squirrel. Now the plate needs some definite cleaning. It's dusty. The rest of the set isn't dusty. Okay. Did those two, did that one. All right. I did go to the neighborhood garage sales by my house and to a church bake sale and a church rummage sale before work today, like between 8 and 9:30. That's what I was doing. So I picked this up because it was only a dime, and I figured if nothing else, it would look hilarious on my bar. It is actually a plastic pint, but it has this Pabst Blue Ribbon cool blue guy, and I don't remember ever knowing about him. And I collect advertising figures, remember? So if nothing else for 10 cents, I could do some research on him. I have no idea if this sells well or if it's passe or what, but I thought a dime to just research cool blue might be interesting. And then I got this little Playmobil guy in a free box, so I'll probably just pick up a bunch of free ones over the summer and then do a lot at the end of the year, because it's in a original 1974 one. And then this was in the free box, and it's from 2007 ESPN. It's a little golf ball, and it says nothing but the bottom of the cup, and apparently it's a placeholder or something. But I thought that was interesting enough to grab out of a free box. So I picked up 5 little flower pots and this mug from the church sale today. I think I paid $3. It was donate. So I think I paid 50 cents a piece. So they had this Boyton mug. I have one Boyton mug I keep even though I broke the handle off. It still holds like Crystal Light and, like tea mix servers, or vitamin water stuff. Because I love it so much, and it's actually like about prescriptions, which is ironic when you work at a medical assisted recovery center. But I thought this was cute because it goes for someone special, and you have all these seahorses, and then a seahorse with the space in between. So, and Boynton usually sells well, and it doesn't look like anyone was using it. Oop, don't touch the other bite. And then there were 5 different one of these flower pots. And they're just like little cute pots you could plant herbs in and that. But they have a different flower on each of them. It feels like transferware. It wasn't like hand painted. I ended up with 2 of the same one. I don't know what flower that is offhand. And 3 others. I think that's a pansy. But they're all this speckled glaze. And they're not perfect. They're not cracked or anything. But one of them definitely had a manufacturing error. That was definitely manufacturer where it shipped and the piece went over and they glazed over it. So that's definitely manufacturer's error. And then this one. So they're dirty, but they held dirt. So I paid 50 cents a piece for those. And then yesterday when we went rummage selling, I went to 2 sales and only found stuff at 1. This woman just wanted to get rid of stuff. I paid 75 cents for everything in the box and 2 kids' books. So, first, she had more of these, but they were just Anchor Hawking and not Fire King, and I only picked the 4 best ones marked Fire King, which ended up being a good thing because they sell really well. But one of the cups was really worn on the inside, so I left that one. I mean, these aren't perfect, but they're not chipped. I will see how they clean up. But I got 4 of these for 5 cents a piece. And depending on condition, they can sell for on average 50 with or without shipping, depending on the day. I picked up this little doggy and kid. And this is the 3rd time I have found this Shih Tzu. So we'll see where this one goes. The only problem with this one is some kid wrote in crayon on the bottom, so I'll have to see if I can get that off. But otherwise, the figure itself is fine. And then the other thing I threw in last second for 5 whole cents from this sale was this little vase. I really liked the color. And it turns out these stripes and this detailing are silver overlay. And this is made in Sweden by hand. And it's by a designer named Cage at the Gustavsberg plant. And an even simpler one with it just straight up, no indent, sold for 30. And some of his works that have more detailing, like fish or designs on them more than this, are going for hundreds to thousands of dollars. So even if I only get like 30 for this, I definitely did well there. But I might start it a little higher because, you know, it's got the indent. It's not just straight. But I was really impressed, and I'm trying to debate whether I should polish the silver overlay or not. I don't know. Over. This was actually the first thing I found in the 2-week period. I couldn't get him to work, though, unfortunately. He does roll, but he doesn't. His battery compartment doesn't work, and he has the weirdest place for an on-off switch ever. But the battery compartment is not rusted or anything, so I just don't know if I have the wrong type of batteries because he didn't come with instructions. But he's like a vintage-looking Santa to me. So Christmas usually sells well. And on that line, it seems that St. Vinny's and Ish Brewing could only have 2 of the 3 of the sets, but apparently there's a caroler that goes with these, I found out. I did pay a little more than I usually do for figuring because these are left in, so I paid $2 a piece. I will probably sell them together for their cute little angels. And similarly, they only had 2 of the 3 mice. The other mouse is sitting on its back as if it's fallen on the ice. But these 2 are cute. Balance. I got, Santa, let go of the eagle. I paid $1.50 for this, and it's worth it on the weight alone. But he's a beautifully sculpted eagle out of what I believe is ironwood. And I usually do good with ironwood figurines, or figures. Picked up 3 word searches for Dad, so he will not run out. And then these are the 2 books I got today for a dime each. They are newer. They're both Cole's versions of Charlie Brown, but I figured I could sell them as a set together, or even with other Charlie Brown books I have found. I have a little bit of pile of books that I haven't listed yet, but thought someone would have fun with those. And similarly, earlier in the week, when I went to St. Vinny's in Marquette, they were having a book sale. So I ended up getting all these for a dime a piece because they're all considered kids' books. This one, I thought the cover was great. It's kind of taped on, but figured someone would like it, even if just for the graphics, because it's got this laughing hyena-like thing on the front and this really cute kitty on the back. And I got this book because it looked interesting and specialized. It says it's the Trumpet Club edition by Ellen Raskin. Nothing Ever Happens on My Block. And I thought they were interesting because like certain parts of the page were colored and not others. So I figured that might be a designer thing from back in the day. Some of these I grabbed just for childhood memories. We have Inspector Gadget and Heathcliff. I think I also have an elf here. What I normally end up doing with that is that, like, the last time I had 2 elf books, I think, and I had a little puppet elf, and I sold them as a lot together. But I have I have an elf sitting in my living room, so I do like elf. And I grabbed this Exploring Animals book, which I may just sell as is, or if it doesn't sell, there are some great images to craft with. I do try to sell first before crafting with an item. I have another version of Pinocchio listed right now where it's a different cover, but it's probably the exact same book. But for a dime, I grabbed that. I also grabbed A Little Women. And the last time I bought this book, it was water damage. So I found this one only has problems because some people bent the pages. So I may even be able to get more for it than I did the last time. And I think I sold the last one I got for $21. And it is, because it is more rare, we'll see if Etsy will let me list it now, because sometimes they get all upset because of Uncle Remus. But the cover does not feature Uncle Remus. But some of the stories are really good still in here, you know. But that was my find. Okay, Mouse, you're getting a little close to the edge there. And then the only other thing I bought today was the very first sale. I grabbed this bag for $1 of all these pins. So I'm not sure what I got. I just grabbed them because they were pins. So looks like there's a couple of plastic ones. There's a Christmas raccoon. And it looks like a Christmas fair stocking. Those two are similar. That one says Hallmark cards. So the other one probably does too. There's a Christmas tree. Oops, sorry. Camera's up higher. Then there's lots of littler buttons. I assume that's a blood donor heart and that you have donated a gallon of blood since you've been at that clinic, which is quite impressive. Then there's lots of little like lapel pins. Let's see. Okay, you volunteered first. Well, the red dress. Babysitter pin. I actually have that pin because I went through that class too. Little heart. Oh, that's cute. A little compass. Because I either will sell these in lots or I'll use them in crafts. And little cross. A little plastic American flag. Oh, this one's cool. It's the dairy symbol. A real dairy. Oh, that's another one of those hearts. 3 of those hearts so far. A little angel. A Liberty Bell, it looks like. Oh, a little charm. I'll probably use that for a Christmas ornament or a sun catcher. I tend to make ones that you can put on your tree and then in your window all year. And then it looks like more of those hearts and 1 rocking horse. So for $1, I figured I couldn't lose getting a random bag of pins. Because I was like, I want to make sure I got out of bed early for a reason and actually shop. And then I kind of forced Dad to buy the ornament boxes we found. And I'm like, you should buy those, which ended up being good because he didn't buy anything else all day. But I will put my links from my Etsy and my eBay store down. I will not be listing till Tuesday at the earliest, and that might be in the afternoon because I work today, tomorrow, and Monday, and they are crazy long days. And I will probably be recovering Tuesday. So I probably will not list till Tuesday afternoon at the earliest. But I wanted to make sure to get the video out today. Thanks for watching.